Hello, everyone. Hopefully, you can hear me this week. Can you just let me know if you can, for starters? It does seem that the microphone's working this week. Um, those who were wondering, the picture we used this week is Father John on his win up at Hexham. It's probably about this time last year. He won his bumper, very green, very raw, but he managed to get the job done on day one, which is always the obviously the aim. Good, everybody's able to hear. Which I've no idea what went on last week. I just don't know. I don't know what went on there. Good to see everybody back. Obviously, Trevor Edwards, the Austins, Dilith, Kath Regan. Nice hot weather in Scotland, apparently. Good news. Peter Allison, Joy Metham. I saw you said you were maybe struggling with one or two on the picture round. I felt that was, I don't know, I found that quite easy this week. But I've seen a lot of people on social media, on Twitter and Facebook already saying it was quite a tricky one. So I don't know, each of their own. I guess they're only easy if you know the answers, really. Dave Kingsbury, hi. Dunk Smith, Team Smith. Obviously, I think you've had a couple of relegations this week, have you? You got rid of a few who weren't quite pulling the weight and moved on. So I see, but I'll leave that to you guys. Dilith, and I'm assuming Ian's there as well. Russell Dix, good evening. Dunk Smith, obviously. Jamie Brownlow, Kevin Hughes. The cats in the background. Judy Britton. Hello there. Hello, everyone. Obviously, it's maybe shaping like this is going to be the might be the last one we're doing for the foreseeable. It has been not to blow my own horn. I mean, it's you guys who've supported it, and it seems to be the feedback from you guys. But it seems to have gone down quite well and been quite popular. So I don't think I can do this weekly. It was a bit of a task this week. Just finding the time to get it all together. But I think maybe if we kept it for special occasions, certainly the Doncaster box that we do at the start of the flat season, which is tomorrow, we could do it around Christmas time, or just a little ad hoc basis. We could maybe keep the NPR family going. And thank you very much just to everybody for supporting us and supporting this quiz. Obviously, it's been tough without the racing. That's obviously been everybody who's involved in this chat has a passion, has an interest in racing. So without it on our screens on a day-to-day basis, it's clearly messing with our lives somewhat. So hopefully this has worked. I think Mike was crunching a few of the numbers earlier. We've had 15% most weeks of our ownership base have joined in on this quiz. So thank you very much to you guys. And all that is testament to just how passionate you guys are to both horse racing, but importantly Middleham Park racing. So thank you very much for your support over the last whatever weeks it's been during this lockdown, during this no racing period, maybe 2 months, isn't it really? But yeah, look, great to have you all on board for one last dance, one final hurrah for, hopefully anyway, for this time. Fingers crossed racing doesn't get any form of hiccup. There's not a second spike or anything like that, and we can just get a nice clean go of things now through to hopefully back end of the year around Christmas time. And hopefully we can get you all some winners. Obviously, we had one last week with Menton Ernst, and I know we've got two tomorrow. I've also seen, I think Sporting Life have put up a few of their tips for tomorrow, and well, we might have been away for 2 months, but we're still doing what Midland Park does, and I know the Sporting Life have napped Ucini tomorrow, so fingers crossed he can go well. I do feel that these races are going to be particularly, any kind of race for handicaps, they're tough enough to even get in, let alone win. We've had Ventura Express, a horse with Richard Fahey. He's been entered for 3 races and been balloted out of each 3. Each and every one he's been taken out from. So, like I said, just getting in is going to be hard enough. And then I certainly think these 2-year-old races, they're going to be uber competitive this year, given the proximity to the Royal Ascot meeting. But look, at least we've got racing. At least we've got some nice horses to go to war with. In the last week or so, we've we've purchased quite a few more breeze up horses. So big thank yous, especially to everybody who's bought in. I think just about every one of those sold out in 24, 36 hours. Some of them are quite nice bloodstock as well. Very nice bloodstock, in fact. Maybe cost a tuppence, it cost a pretty penny or two. But that's again a testament to hopefully what you guys want to buy into. You want to buy into quality rather than just Mickey Mouse run-of-the-mill horses for days out in a 0 to 50. You want to aspire and buying into what we want to do. We want to buy and aim for the very top. So thank you very much for all those people who purchase those. Now, obviously, I've got a bit of a mixture tonight, drink-wise. I've got finishing off the dark fruits. A bit of Thatcher's Gold. There's Corona. There's another dark fruit there. Now, I'm going to hold my hands up here. This might not be the most coherent, the most fluid quiz that there's been. There's maybe an element of summer holidays tomorrow. Not that tomorrow's a holiday, but it's exciting. And obviously with the weather, I might have just been in the garden sinking a few this afternoon. So we'll try and grin and bear and get through this quiz. I maybe had one too many in the intervening period up to now. But hey, look, we'll give it a go. And do excuse if I mess up at any point. Now, with regards to the quiz today, obviously you should have all had your picture round, the picture ones through. I feel that, as I say, I felt they were quite easy. I think I got 9 out of 10 there. But good luck. You still got a bit more time to work on those. Now, let me just grab the quiz here. I make the quiz in total out of 68. This week, and that's basically because we're adding one more round than we usually do. Now, I know and appreciate you're probably all ready for Killing Eve again. I think it's a series finale is on TV or on iPlayer tomorrow, isn't it? But yeah, I know you'll be all ready for that. But there is going to be an extra round because if you like, it's going to be the greatest hits in The Last Dance. So we've got general knowledge. We have film and TV. That's back. The music round's back. Don't think I'll be doing any performances for you this week, unfortunately. Blockbuster, which everybody loves, and of course the sport round. I think a couple are out of 10, a few of them on multiple answer rounds or multiple answer questions. But yeah, I don't think I want to be hanging around too long. I think we're getting towards a 92, which is about sort of a 13th of our ownership base, maybe just a little bit more than that, but yeah, I think we'll probably kick on. Obviously, the cat is licking the top of the Thatcher's can, just straight out of the fridge. But never mind. Given that it's a longer round, we're probably going to have a couple of pit stops, if you like. Since I've been drinking beers as well, we're probably going to have a pit stop or two during this, so I'll try and space it out. I think there's 6 rounds, so maybe a pit stop after every 2. But we'll follow a normal routine. Many people here have played this game before, so let's kick on. Let's get on without any further ado. So, round 1, general knowledge. Eyes down for your full house. Question 1, general knowledge. Which Danish author's notable works include The Little Mermaid, The Ugly Duckling, The Princess and the Pea, and The Emperor's New Clothes? Which Danish author's notable works include The Little Mermaid, The Ugly Duckling, The Princess and the Pea, and The Emperor's New Clothes? I appreciate I've missed an E out of there. We do have Sarah, once again, thankfully, posting the questions in the chat. So if you miss anything, if your stream drops out, or if I just go on a little bit of a ramble and you miss a question, they will all be repeated in the chat if you wanted to go back and see what the question was at any point. So question 1 should be in there, and I did miss an E out of clothes. Hope you've all been out enjoying the weather. It's been beautiful week or so, and it seems to continue. Maybe with a bit of rain. Question number 2. In science, is cryogenics the study of very high or very low temperatures? In science, is cryogenics the study of very high or very low temperatures? If you don't know that one, hazard a guess. You got a 50% chance of getting it right. Probably do a bit of rain, like I said. I'm not sure if there's any sizable stuff due for a few months, really, not until sort of September time, until Harvest. I know Yarmouth's pretty firm. Haydock's going to be pretty firm. So fingers crossed we get a little bit of rain. Question number 3. You either love it or you hate it is a slogan from which product or for which product? You either love it or you hate it is a slogan for which product? I know we kind of do one of them in each general knowledge, don't we? Very old brand question. Might as well make a straight transition through to dark fruits. Oh, don't you worry, there will be a cricket question. Let me just double check, actually. I'm sure I got a cricket question. Yes. Yes, I did. Question number 4 of general knowledge. In Greek mythology, who flew too close to the sun? In Greek mythology, who flew too close to the sun? There's not many sounds better in life than a fresh can opening, is there? Well, obviously, cheering home a winner, that's quite a nice feeling, and hopefully we're going to do a few of those over the coming days. Got lots of runners entered up, haven't we? 2 tomorrow, I think it's 3 the day after. Day after that, we've got plenty. Question 4. In Greek mythology, who flew too close to the sun? Question number 5. What does the average body have 5 million of? What does the average body have 5 million of? Yeah, National Hunt Racing comes back on 1st of July. I spoke with Miss Henderson today, so there'll be some updates going out to Nikki Henderson owners tomorrow morning, or tomorrow at some point. Yeah, National Hunt starts up on 1st of July, and I can't see any reason why not. So long as this flat game has no hiccups in the next couple of weeks, we should be able to kick on with National Hunt and get you summer jumpers out, which we've got a little bit of a team for this year, actually. Question number 6. Which 2 words mean fried noodles on a Chinese restaurant menu? Which 2 words mean fried noodles on a Chinese restaurant menu? Now, I think I saw on Twitter, in particular, that 1 or 2 people were saying that the picture round was quite tricky. I don't want to say I'm going out in a blaze of glory, but I do think there's quite a few tricky questions in this quiz. I know it's out of 68. I think anything north of 50 towards the end, you're going to be in a good place. I think there's a few tricky questions in there. There's 1 or 2 relatively easy ones, but there's certainly a few tricky ones. But there's quite a lot of questions where hopefully, if you give it a little bit of thought, if you engage brain, as my dad always says to me, engage brain and you'll get it. If you engage brain, you should be thereabouts. Or questions, you'll certainly be kicking yourself when you hear the answer if you don't know them. Question number 7. This is prime example. What historic event occurred on Sunday, the 31st of August, 1997? What historic event occurred on Sunday, the 31st of August, 1997? That's probably case in point of what I'm on about. I think we've got 95 people, well, 95 streams live, which obviously means there's going to be a fair few more than that. So hello to each and every one of you. If I've not said hello to your name in the chat, apologies for that. Obviously, I appreciate there's quite a few people who are watching who aren't in the chat, so hello to all of you. Thank you to Jeff Dykes for on the Dykes clan for the good picture of Rebecca's newly born in the Middleham Park get up, if you like, in the blue and orange baby grow. That's particularly nice to see. If you've got any pictures like that, please do send them in. Please do send them in. Great to see anybody who's willing to show it and show the Middleham and wear the Middleham Park colours. Let us know. Question 8. There is yet to be a female president, but what is a title allocated to the wife of a current president of the United States? There is yet to be a female president, but what is a title usually allocated to the wife of the current or active president of the United States? Not current as in Donald Trump as in, but yeah, probably active. Current at the time. He's got himself in a bit of bother again this week, hasn't it? It's almost like every week during this during the quiz, we're kind of talking about Donald Trump and what's going on there, or what he's up to this week. Got himself in a fair bit of bother over there. We won't go into what's going on there. Question number 9. Which Japanese words translates into English as empty orchestra? Which Japanese words translate into English as empty orchestra? This round's out of 10. Point for each of the other questions. I think it's... Let's double check. No. 3 rounds. Yeah, 3 rounds out of 10. Wrong round then, sorry. Keep going, Tom. Question 10, finally, question 10. Which reptilian name is given to a mixture of lager and cider? Which reptilian name is given to a mixture of lager and cider? Now, if you're a teetotaler, this might not be too easy. At uni, you drink a lot of these. But yeah, I'm not sure if it's a huge thing anymore, but it's definitely was at some point. Which reptilian name is given to a mixture of lager and cider? So that rounds out of 10. I'll just give you another moment just to go through any of the answers you might not have got. Obviously, all the questions are there in the chat. If you've missed a question, please just... very Scottish, is it? Interesting. But all the questions are in the chat there. No multiple answers, was there? So I will kick on, given I know we've got an additional round this week. So I'll kick on with the answers. Question 1. Which Danish author's notable works include Little Mermaid, The Ugly Duckling, The Princess and the Pea, and The Emperor's New Clothes? Hans Christian Andersen wrote all of those. You could get away with Walt Disney for the first one, really. I think, actually, Walt Disney did The Emperor's New Clothes as well, didn't he? Or they, the company. But it was Hans Christian Andersen who wrote those. In science, cryogenics is a study of very high or very low temperatures. It's very low. Very low temperatures is cryogenics. You either love it or you hate it. The standard brand question. It's a slogan for Marmite. Hate it. Hate it. Had it once. Don't like it. I don't even know if Vegemite tastes similar. I think because I've not liked Marmite, I won't even go into Vegemite. But hate it. And I'm sure there'll be plenty of people in the... I'm sure plenty of people in the chat will be going, bloody love it. Each to their own, but hate it. Question 4. In Greek mythology, who flew too close to the sun? Icarus. Icarus flew too close to the sun. 5. What does the average body have 5 million of? That's hairs. Obviously different lengths, but 5 million hairs on the average body. Some people shave a few more, obviously. That's why it's an average. But, yeah. Which 2 words mean fried noodles on a Chinese restaurant menu? Chow mein. Chow mein is a fried noodle dish. Chicken chow mein with a bit of sweet and sour sauce. Now we're talking maybe with a side of salt and pepper chips. That's... Oh, I'm hungry now. We'll just have barbecue as well. What historic event occurred on Sunday, the 31st of August, 1997? Well, that was the day Princess Diana was killed or died. Whatever. Diana died. I remember it. I went downstairs first thing in the morning, obviously, and I was supposed to be watching some cartoons. So I'd have been, 6 at the time. So I was trying to watch some Pokemon or whatever was out at the time. And it went on. There's just loads of news bulletins. And I went upstairs and said, Daddy, somebody's died. And he came downstairs. Oh, Jesus, Diana's dead. Carol Diana's dead. And yeah, that was how we found out. I won't repeat the 9/11 story that we have about how my old man decided to tell my mum's birthday, September the 11th. I won't say that one. Question number 8. There is yet to be a female president, but what is the title usually allocated to the wife of a current or active president of the United States? They're known as the First Lady. It'd be interesting to know what happens, obviously, if Hillary gets in or if a female president does finally happen. Maybe the first man. Who knows? Question 9. Which Japanese words translate into English as empty orchestra? That is karaoke. First laddie. Yeah, okay. That's quite good. I'm not sure that I'll get through. But it is karaoke for empty orchestra. And finally, question 10. Which reptilian name is given to a mixture of lager and cider? It's a snake bite. I used to drink plenty of those at university. Half lager, half cider. You get your head on. Snake bite. So, round out of 10. How did you go? Let us know. Post in the chat. I'd be interested to know that round. I honestly normally give you a good score. I don't know what would be for that one. Let's go safe and say 7. I think if you got north of 7, you've probably done all right. Seems everybody's getting 8. Ben Eldon, high, 8. The Kennedys, 8 was that. Rachel Watson, I think I just saw an 8. Stephen Dean, a 9. Good to have you back after you missed last week's. Joy, 8. Sarah Andrews, the Andrew clan, hello. 10s, Kath Regan, 8. Judy Britton, 8. Adrian, 10. Good effort. Ian Graham, 10. Peter Allison, 9. Alan Gibson, 7. Okay, maybe that wasn't as hard as I thought it probably would. Sprout Palin with a 9. Trevor Edwards, 10. Well done. Well done, everybody. Kevin Horsley's 9. Borton, Dave, hi, how are you? Lots of good scores. Cobalts, 9s. Yeah, I think fair play. That was probably about as tough a general knowledge round as we've had, I'd say. So well done, everybody. Well, not easy if you know the answers, but fair play. Fair play. A lot of good scores there. Right. Obviously, it's a little bit of something for everybody. This quiz, greatest hits, if you like. I've completely misscored this entire quiz, I think. Now, oh dear. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. This round is out of 14, not the 10 I thought it was. We'll total it all up and go again at the end. I did say I normally do a final check on a Sunday. And sorry, Sarah, I stitched you up there. It's not out of 10. It's out of 14, film and TV. Yeah, I normally do a final check on a Sunday, but as I say, I maybe spent a little bit too much time in the sun and drinking beer. And cutting my lawn, doing jobs. Anyway, right, on with film and TV. Question 1. In The Wizard of Oz, what did the lion, the scarecrow, and the Tin Man want from the wizard? A point for each. In The Wizard of Oz, what did the lion, the scarecrow, and the Tin Man want from the wizard? So it already can't be out of 10, can it, if I'm giving a point for each of those 10 questions? Obviously, that's a multiple answer, so I'll just give you a little bit more time, courtesy of a right clan. Very old film, isn't it? It's probably coming on. I don't know. I think I could be wrong in saying it was like around 39, was it? That sounds ridiculously early. Yeah, that sounds far too early. See, the old man there, he's just that was going to be the other element of a question. I was going to give you the what colour was the brick road that led to the Emerald City? I was going to say that, but I've decided to go for a multiple answer question. They'll get you thinking a bit more. You've got to earn these points. Got to earn these points. Seems we're going off the air, if you like. Question 2. Another multiple answer question. Jesus, Tom, gives a break. Name the 3 tunnels in the Great Escape. A point for each. Name the 3 tunnels in the Great Escape. I believe we've had a Great Escape question before. I think it was who did Steve McQueen play, wasn't it? Or he's actually, what was his character's name, wasn't it? Even I've forgotten it. Who played him? 1939 was a bang on. Thank you, Mark. Yeah, 1939. It just feels early, doesn't it? And Mark Flower, he got 1939 as well. So yeah, Wizard of Oz 1939. Which obviously makes a book a little bit earlier as well, doesn't it? But good read, good view. Question 2. Name the 3 tunnels in The Great Escape. Question number 3. Apollo Creed and Tommy Gunn are rivals for the main protagonist in which film franchise? Apollo Creed and Tommy Gunn are rivals for the main protagonist in which film franchise? Again, I've slightly duped Sarah there. There's a couple of words I've just added to make the question make more sense, because I've not done my final check. So we're kind of making it up as we go along. I thought I'd step in and edit the question. Just probably worded a bit better there, because they weren't actually rivals, those two, were they? Question number 4. Jim Davidson and John Virgo presented which 1990 sporting game show? Jim Davidson and John Virgo presented the 1990 sporting game show, or which sporting game show? Really had to stop myself singing the intro there. Very, 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 very catchy one. Probably I'm still doing it in my head. Hilts, yeah, it was, wasn't it? Great Escape. Was Hilts. Welcome, Lee's. Late to the party, but better late than never. Question number 5. Who directed Pulp Fiction, Kill Bill, and Reservoir Dogs? Pulp Fiction. Who directed Pulp Fiction, Kill Bill, and Reservoir Dogs? Obviously, Kill Bill Volume 1 and Kill Bill Volume 2. The Cooler King. That's not a bad name for a racehorse, actually, is it? I do actually have a little list of horse names. I'm just going to add that to it. That's a brilliant name for a racehorse. The Cooler King. Be quite good if we ever got a sort of cool company, wouldn't it? And could call him that, the Cooler King. Looking forward to seeing those horses. Cool company's offspring. Number 6. Which 1990s film series features a main character, Kevin McAllister? Which 1990s film series features a main character, Kevin McAllister? I'm not sure we'll be able to get Barnes Wallace. The BHA are getting a little bit strict on people's names as such. Getting a little bit strict on that. Question number 7. In which film would you find the characters Caraticus, Potts, and Truly Scrumptious? In which film would you find the characters Caraticus, Potts, and Truly Scrumptious? The Cooler King. Yeah, that's exactly what a sort of cool company should be if we ever get lucky enough to purchase one. If one ever meets the criteria, that'd be great to name him that, wouldn't it? I've got a couple of other names in that list. None of Man City names as well, which you'll be pleased to know. Or disappointed. Question number 8. Which game show did Cilla Black present where contestants would ask the same question to 3 willing suitors? Which game show did Cilla Black present where contestants would ask the same question to 3 willing suitors? I believe number 7 was also a book, obviously, wasn't it? But it falls into film and TV. Yeah, it's not ideal for after having beers. I wasn't planning on doing it, but you know what happens when the sun comes out? You just have one, and then that leads to 2, and 2 leads to 6. Question number 9. Which TV show would you find the detectives Mulder and Scully? I really haven't done this check through. Hopefully Sarah's on it. I keep seeing the mistakes I've made. Which TV show would you find with detectives Mulder and Scully? I put Murder and Skull. I'm sure Sarah's picked up on that. Thank you, she did. Murder and Skull, I thought. So what happens when you just try and type too quickly? And finally, in your film and TV round, Andrew Sachs played the Spanish waiter in which classic British sitcom? Andrew Sachs played the Spanish waiter in which classic British sitcom? It is a classic, it's brilliant. I only made 2 series of said show. 12 episodes in total, but brilliant TV. Okay, now I think that rounds out to 14. I'd make it out of 14. So we will go through your answers. I think we've had enough time for the two multiple answer ones. If you're not going to get them now, you won't get them at all. Question 1. In The Wizard of Oz, what did the lion, the scarecrow, and the Tin Man want from the wizard? Point for each. The lion, he wanted courage. The scarecrow, he wanted a brain. And the Tin Man, he wanted a heart. So lion, courage. Scarecrow, brain. Tin Man, heart. Obviously a point for each. If you don't need to get all 3 to get 3 points. If you got 1, you get 1. 2, you get 2. 3, you get 3. Lion, courage. Scarecrow, brain. Tin Man, heart. Name the 3 tunnels in The Great Escape. Obviously became quite a famous saying. Any old Tom, Dick, and Harry. Any old Tom, Dick, or Harry. Tom, Dick, Harry. Is it Tom they find first in the film? They found Tom. Yeah, I think so anyway. Apollo Creed and Tommy Gunn are rivals of the main protagonist in which film franchise? That's a Rocky franchise. I know there's a Creed franchise further down the line, but obviously, and I also appreciate Apollo Creed kind of joins forces, if you like, with Rocky. But they were rivals, and obviously Tommy Gunn later on, I think that was Rocky 5. Tommy Gunn, wasn't it? Whereas Apollo Creed was kind of a main protagonist in the first. Was it 1, 2, 3, and 4 almost? Question number 4. Jim Davidson and John Virgo presented which 1990 sporting game show? That's Big Break, obviously, the snooker quiz show. Really good TV. John Virgo, he likes his racing, does John Virgo, doesn't he? See him at races quite often. And he used to do his trick shot, didn't he? When you'd go out in the garden or in the garage and try and replicate them on your quarter-size snooker table back in the day. But yeah, really catchy theme show as well. It's only a game show. All that. Number 6. Which 1990s film series? Question 5. Skipped one there. I told you. Question 5. Who directed Pulp Fiction, Kill Bill 1 and 2, and Reservoir Dogs, amongst other films? That's Quentin Tarantino. Yeah, he's a bit Marmitey, if you like. You either like his films or you don't. Can be a bit shocking, a bit blood and gore, or you really like him. I think other ones probably to watch. Inglourious Bastards, that's a brilliant film. Probably his best for me was Inglourious Bastards. It's his World War II film. Yeah, I think that's probably the best. There's Django as well. That's good. That's about slavery. That's very good. But yeah, there you go. Quentin Tarantino. 6. Which 1990s film series features a main character, Kevin McAllister? Home Alone. I think can't get rid of him. I think Donald Trump's in Home Alone 2 when they go to New York City. Macaulay Culkin, wasn't it? Played him. 7. In which film would you find the characters Karaticus Potts and Truly Scrumptious? Titty Titty Bang Bang. I believe it was a book as well prior to that. Ian Fleming wrote that, the same author of the James Bond novels. So Karaticus Potts, Truly Scrumptious, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Surprisingly, a lot of people haven't seen Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. It's really good musical, proper. I'm thinking about it. When I was younger, my mum used to order quite a lot from Avon, and they ventured into videos for a little bit. And I think Chitty Chitty Bang Bang and The Wizard of Oz came in a dual VHS collection. I don't know why, but they came together, and yeah, we used to watch them religiously. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang was 7. Which game show did Cilla Black present where contestants would ask the same questions to 3 willing suitors? That's obviously Blind Date. I think one of my dad's former work colleagues was on that show. I'm not sure if he actually got a date or not. Which TV show would you find with detectives Mulder and Scully? This question came about early this afternoon as I was listening to Catatonia. Mulder and Scully, obviously, and it's the X-Files. Mulder and Scully were detectives in the X-Files about aliens and all that jazz. And finally, question 10. Andrew Sachs played the Spanish waiter in which classic British sitcom? That's, of course, Fawlty Towers, with John Cleese as Basil. So that's out of 14, he says, hopefully. How many did you get? How did you get on? Ben with a 10. I think, and I appreciate film and TV isn't really a lot of people's. Maybe that is a little bit skewed towards my sort of film and TV choices. So I think out of 14, if you get 11 or above, it'd be a good score there. Lots of 14s. Ian, 14. Peter Allison, 14. Dillif, 12. Joy, 10. Dave, 12. Trevor, 13. Duncan Smith, 13. Louise Melling. Mark with an 11. Kevin with a 14. No, I'm not drinking Tennant Super, strong bow dart fruit. I do like a Tennant though. We went up to Tea in the Park the year before it folded, if you like. Tennant's readily available up there. I love a Tennant's. Lots of good scores. Lots of good scores coming in. Yeah, good. Glad we got a film and TV round. Glad we had one. Now on to, I think we'll do a music round and then we'll take a little pit stop. Yeah, that seems a good time to takes a good time to pause there. Okay, music round. I make out of 13, but who knows? It could be out of 24. Question 1. Name all 4 members of the Beatles. Full names, so first and surname, and what they were known as in the band. A point for each. I know when we did the music rounds in the past, we kind of did 60s, 70s. There's no real correlation like that. It's a great hits. I'm just plucking some questions out of thin air, really. I have tried to kind of cater for all decades. But yeah. Yeah, what they're known as in the band, really. All 4 members of the Beatles. Obviously, a point for each. Question 2. Question 2. Who were Rick Buckler, Bruce Foxton, and Paul Weller known as? Who were Rick Buckler, Bruce Foxton, and Paul Weller known as? Rick Buckler, Bruce Foxton, and Paul Weller. Question number 3. In what year were the Housemartins having a happy hour? Was it A, 1985, B, 1986, or C, 1987? In what year were the Housemartins having a happy hour? A, 1985, B, 1986, or C, 1987? Housemartins, it basically became a beautiful South, didn't it? Less. Norman Cook was the bass player in the Housemartins, who later went on to become, well, Mr. Zoe Ball and Fatboy Slim. Probably still the best band to come from across the river. If you don't know that one, have a guess. Question number 4. Appetite for Destruction was a debut album for which band? Appetite for Destruction was a debut album for which band? You could probably argue this is certainly in the top 10 of debut albums from that genre. Well, no. Yeah. We'll elaborate a little bit later, but Appetite for Destruction. Easy for me to say. Our maker's quite literally halfway through after the next question. I'm 45 minutes in, so I've got a good idea of how long it's probably going to take to finish a quiz. And you, I normally chat my nonsense for the first 5 or 6 minutes, don't I? Question 5. How old were Kurt Cobain, Amy Winehouse, and Jimi Hendrix when they died? How old were Kurt Cobain, Amy Winehouse, and Jimi Hendrix when they died? Kurt Cobain, Amy Winehouse, and Jimi Hendrix. How old were they when they died? I don't think I want to go for the Corona now. No, that's finished. I think I'll go for the Thatchers and probably have to go and drag another cider out the fridge. That can be pit stop. I think going to beers now is a mistake. I don't know, Dillif. Were they all the same age? That's why it's a stinker of a quiz. Go out with a bang. Question 6. What do the police tell Roxanne to not put on? What do the police tell Roxanne to not put on? I think we've had a couple of police questions, haven't we? Obviously, Sting. What's his name? Gordon Sumner? It is Gordon Sumner, isn't it? And is his wife Trudy? I think I only know that because of Friends. When Phoebe tries... Oh, Stuart Copeland, Gordon Sumner. He must be the drummer, is he? Or am I just getting Gordon... Oh, he's Gordon Sumner. Yeah. Yeah. Gordon Sumner, Sting. And Stuart Copeland, he's a drummer, isn't he? Question 7. Oh, this is a rotter of a question, according to Sarah. What was Christmas number 1 in 2009? I know it doesn't feel very Christmassy, what it's been the last few days. What was Christmas number 1 in 2009? Remember what I said? Quite a few of the questions sound horrible, but just think about them. Engage brain. Right, it was a great episode, friends. We're all great. 234 episodes, 10 seasons. You don't get that without being a brilliant TV show. Mind you, they only managed 10 years, and that was successful, whereas Middleham Park, we've got 25 years. Question 8. Who is the lead singer of U2? Who is the lead singer of U2? Name of love. good thing about this music round is you always end up coming away, oh, I've not heard that song in years. I've not heard that in years. Oh, I'm going to go listen to them. And the rest of your evening's taken up by listening to the last 10 questions worth of the music. Doing your neighbour's head in. Oh, this is another stinker. Question 9. What is a tragedy that occurred on February the 3rd, 1959, being remembered as? What is a tragedy that occurred on February the 3rd, 1959, being remembered as? And remember, it's in the music round. What is a tragedy that occurred on February 3rd, 1959, being remembered as? These are only the Diddy Thatchers. 440 mils. I was drinking my 500 ones last time. I can't find it. I got a nice delivery, actually, of them. Whereas these, I've had to go and find myself. I'll also bob the light on after this. It's just starting to set a bit, isn't it? Question 10. Last question in your music round. On the 27th of May, it was the 30th anniversary. That's 27th of May this year, just gone. On the 27th of May, it was the 30th anniversary of which band's famous gig at Spike Island in Cheshire? I appreciate that's quite a niche question, or could be. On the 27th of May, it was the 30th anniversary of which band's famous gig at Spike Island in Cheshire? Let's put the lights on that one. How do you think? Oh, too much sitting down outside. It starts to hurt to get up and down. No run this week. Beer was more appealing. I can hear my sister just angering me. Angering me? Being angry at me. She angered me earlier in the week. She made me. We did a social distancing 5K, and I got 25:03, which is obviously 3 seconds outside that, but about a minute and a half PB. Christ, that girl can run. Yeah, shouting at me for the last couple of kilometres, just keep going, Gary. But must try harder. Got to get that 25. Anyway, that's your music round. I think we've all had enough time. I'll kick on with the answers. Name all 4 members of the Beatles' full band names. A point for each. In no particular order: John Lennon, Paul McCartney, Ringo Starr, George Harrison. Point for each. John Lennon, Paul McCartney, Ringo Starr, George Harrison. If you get 1, 2, 2, blah, blah, blah. Need a full name to be allocated a point. So you couldn't have put Ringo, etc. Question 2. Who were Rick Buckler, Bruce Foxton, and Paul Weller, better known as? Paul Weller, obviously the mod father. That's the Jam. Many good songs. That's Entertainment Down in the Tube Station at Midnight, Eating Rifles, blah, blah, blah. Probably missed quite a few people's favourite Jam song off there. Question 3. In what year were the House Martins having a happy hour? 85, 86, or 87? It was B, 86. They were having a happy hour. They're horrible little questions. When we're so close. Yeah, as I say, Fatboy Slim was a bass player. He left to go and pursue, what do they call it? Artistic differences. He went and did other things, and then they became the Beautiful South, who pretty much still going today. I'm not sure if they're still touring as a Beautiful South. I think it's more Paul Heaton and Jackie Abbott now. But still releasing music, and we've actually just we're going to do a concert for key workers and NHS staff. Question 4. Appetite for Destruction was the debut album for which band? That's Guns N' Roses. Axl Rose et al. And co. Slash, wasn't he? He was a guitarist. Appetite for Destruction. Yeah, you could argue that's one of, thinking of the songs like Sweet Child of Mine, Paradise City. It's absolute anthems from your debut album. That's fair going. I mean, they still stand the test of time today, don't they? So as far as debut album goes, certainly for a rock and roll band, that's pretty good. Appetite for Destruction. Guns N' Roses. How old were Kurt Cobain, Amy Winehouse, and Jimi Hendrix when they died? 27. They were all 27. They were all the same age. I didn't really want to give it away, but they were all 27, members of a 27 club, if you like. Obviously you can Google it, but it's worth looking into, the 27 club. Working at Butlins Minehead, were you, Graham? We went down there a few years ago for the Shine On Weekender. It's a big 90s festival. About the youngest there, really. It's a nice little complex. Hell of a long way. Philip Hobbs trains in that neck of the woods, doesn't he? Yeah, Janis Joplin, Jim Morrison. I didn't want to give them all because you'd probably get it, but give a few key examples. Yeah, it's worth looking into that 27 club. What did the Police, Gordon Sumner and Stuart Copeland and somebody else tell Roxanne not to put on? They told her not to put on her red light, or the red light. Don't put on your red light. Now, question 7. As I say, if you engage brain, why have I asked the question? What was a Christmas number 1 in 2009? Well, for the previous 4 years, it had been The X Factor. It was the year that the campaign was successful. It was Killing in the Name Of by Rage Against the Machine. That's why if you ask the question, hopefully, if you think about it, you kind of get what I'm getting at. It sounds a stinker, but it's not. Rage Against the Machine, Killing in the Name Of. Saw them in 2008, actually, when they played Leeds Festival. Question 8. Who is the lead singer of U2? That's Bono. Bono. He's the lead singer of U2, so he is. Bono. The Edge is guitarist, isn't he? The Edge. That's a Harry Enfield sketch, isn't it? The Edge. What you going? Harry Enfield and Paul Whitehouse, isn't it? Harry and Paul. 9. What is a tragedy that occurred on February 3rd, 1959, remembered as? That's when Davy Music died. Big Bopper et al. In the plane. That's what that was referred to as. Davy Music died. Probably the most notable references in John McLean. The American Pie song. He references that quite heavily in that song. Davy Music died. And the Davy Music died was February 3rd, 1959. Now you know. Welsh accent. Accents are not a strong point. Nor is me singing, but hey, we kick on. And finally, on the 27th of May, it was the 30th anniversary of which band's famous gig at Spike Island in Cheshire? It was the Stone Roses. Stone Roses. Don McLean. Thank you, John. Don. What's it between a couple of Thatchers and not? So anyway, that was out of 13. How did you get? How many did you go? Out of 13 in the music round. I think we've given your answers. It's probably tricky. Out of 13, let's say 8. I think if you got 8, you've probably done all right. It was maybe a little bit niche. Most of this quiz, I'm running out of questions. It's maybe a little bit niche towards me. Guess 2, good effort. Judy with 10s, Peter Allison in 11, Dean Short 12, Mark Flower 12, Alan Gibson in 11, the Kennedys, hello, 10, Chris Liddell 9, Alistair 12, good, Graham 11. You like your music and your cricket, Graham? Nice. Brian 9, Lydia 13. I thought you'd do well. I thought the Dykes clan would do well in the music round. You do like your music? Christmas number 1, no dice. That was a tough question. It was a tough one. The Stokes clan, hello. Oh, Marky Stokes. 15. How? Do we need a pit stop? I'm not sure I need a pit stop. If anybody needs, by all means, kick on. I'm sure you got somebody who can cover for you. Let's get on with the Blockbuster round. I think I'm all right for now. Oh, there you go. Spoiler. Blockbuster round. This week it is out of 11. And there's no bonus point. First time ever we've gotten north of 10 on the Blockbuster round. That's 11 questions, that is. So, right, we'll kick on. Well, for those who've not played the Blockbuster round before, it's a fun little round. What I do is, I do this every week, don't I? No, they're all one-word answers. So what I do is I give you the first letter of the answer and a clue. So, for example, what M did Michael Bell train to win the Derby? Motivator. So what M did Michael Bell train to win the Derby? Obviously, the first letter of the answer is M, and that's how the Blockbuster round works. So, question 1. What R is a gemstone used to symbolize 40 years of marriage? What R is a gemstone used to symbolize 40 years of marriage? Question 2. What A is a counting frame that usually contains beads that slide? What A is a counting frame that usually contains beads that slide? Very good, Ian. That's a standard Blockbuster joke, isn't it? But we don't need one. Not now, anyway. Question 3. What C in 2002 became the first musical since Oliver to win the Best Film Oscar? What C in 2002 became the first musical since Oliver to win the Best Film Oscar? I just realised I hadn't written the answer down by it, but luckily I know it. Luckily I know it. I should do. I came up with a blooming question. What C in 2002 became the first musical since Oliver, not Olivia, to win the Best Film Oscar? Question 4. What I comes after car, house, and pet? What I comes after car, house, and pet? Question 5. What N is the country where the Vikings originated from? What N is the country where the Vikings originated from? Question 6. What G is both a hair colour and a spice? What G is both a hair colour and a spice? I never. It's tricky with Blockbuster. It's never. It's probably great for you guys. There's not too much to talk about. Probably great, but I just don't go on my little rambles and my little nonsense talks. Just shut up, Tom. Get on with the just get on with the quiz. Just get on with the question asking, Tom. That's what we're here for. Question 7. What S comes in both in both granulated, brown, and icing varieties? What S comes in both granulated, brown, and icing varieties? Why do people always look up when they drink as well? You could just keep your eyes low. I think that's a bit creepier, actually. Hopefully, we have an NPR winner this week. As I was saying at the start, you've seen he's a Sporting Life nap tomorrow, so 2 months off, and we're straight back doing what we do best. We putting horses in the correct races. But I just, as I was saying earlier, Alistair, I think these races are going to be uber competitive, just because everybody's been waiting until June to get the horses out. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of horses who are primed to win. So yeah, you could be onto something there, Stephen. You could be. Who knows? Suss me out. What B is a type of soft cheese originating from a region northeast of Paris? What B is a type of soft cheese originating from a region northeast of Paris? You've sussed me. It is bloody lovely. If you're lactose intolerant, it's not, which I'm not, thankfully. Come on then, Mr. Dean, what's the next question? What does the next one start with? What's the next letter? Question 8 was, what B is a type of soft cheese originating from the region northeast of Paris? Ah, yes, Ben, eating it now. Brilliant. People have, I think you've all sussed me. What A is the ocean, often referred to as the pond? What A is the ocean, often referred to as the pond? Question number 10. What C was a supersonic plane that flew its last flight in 2003? What C was a supersonic plane that flew its last flight in 2003? Now, I really wish I'd gone on this particular plane. Never quite had a chance. I wouldn't say I'm mad into aviation, but the amount we sort of fly, it's you have to get a little bit interested in planes and the likes. It'd been cool to be on this plane. I think it was all the mystique that kind of came with it, wasn't it? They marketed it as a cool thing to do, as an experience, let alone just a flight, didn't they? And finally, and perversely, question 11 in Blockbuster. What K is the human in the human body is responsible for cleaning the blood? What K in the human body is responsible for cleaning the blood? Now, Blockbuster doesn't normally take too long to work out. But yeah, right. They do, yes. I appreciate it. Maybe does other things, but I think that's its primary function, hopefully, anyway. Otherwise, I got the question wrong. Question 1, the answers of Blockbuster. What R is a gemstone used to symbolize 40 years of marriage? That's your ruby marriage is 40 years. What A, question 2, is a counting frame that usually contains beads that slide? That's an abacus. What C, question 3, in 2002 became the first musical since Oliver to win the Best Film Oscar? Chicago. And all that jazz. Question 4. What I comes after car, house, and pet? That's insurance. So car insurance, house insurance, pet insurance. 5. What N is the country where Vikings originated from? Norway. Don't think that was one of the flags the other week, was it? I believe it's red with a white, not cross, but what are they called actually? Are they still crosses, but they're just, the ones which are sort of a third of a way down rather than halfway down? What are they called? That's a very good. I've set myself on. I'm sure somebody will know. What are they called? Are they still called crosses? Where they're sort of a third of a way down, having a long horizontal one. Anyway, question 6. What G is both a hair colour and a spice? Not garlic, it's ginger. Ginger hair, ginger spice. Ginger spice. I was actually meaning the stuff you put in ginger beer or into a curry. Ginger spice as well, or a spice girl, if you like. What S comes in both granulated brown and icing varieties? Sugar. Granulated sugar, brown sugar, icing sugar. 8 is what B is a type of soft cheese originating from the region northeast of Paris? That's a brie cheese. 9, sorry, what's A is the ocean often referred to as the pond? That's the Atlantic Ocean. Obviously, slightly North Atlantic, but the Yanks, aren't they? They're always saying across a pond or across a pond. Nice Welsh accent there. Question 10. What C was a supersonic plane that flew its last flight in 2003? You can tell that these two questions are a little bit linked because the Concorde used to fly from London to New York in about 4 hours, wasn't it? Normally about 3 hours one way and about 5 the other. I think it's 3 hours that way, isn't it? I mean, well, England to America, and about 5. No, it's quicker the other way. Sorry, longer that way, isn't it? Where you're going into the wind. That wind can get up proper, can't it? You can get up something wrong. That's about 500 mile an hour until you get into the jet streams. If you get up there, you can fly. Offset cross. We'll go with offset cross. And finally, 10. What K in the human body is responsible for cleaning the blood? Kidneys, amongst other things. But cleaning the blood, the kidneys do that. Now that's out of 11. There's a reason for that. There's no bonus point. But if you just have I'm assuming you've all written down your answers. If you just have a little look at the first letter of every answer, there's a little fun added bonus there for you. So how did you get on? That was out of 11. How did we go? Sprout Palin, well done, mate. I'm so proud of him. The hair's really growing back. He's starting to molt now in a bad way, Sprout. He's starting to get back to that annoying cat that was molting before we decided to shave him on the Tuesday of Cheltenham. Loads of 11s. Lots of 11s, 10s, 11s. Racing is back. There we go. That's what it was. 11. Well done, Dave. The Lee's 11. A 42 in total for Stephen. First guy to con on, or first person to con on what was going on there. Now, I do think it's time for a quick pit stop. Otherwise, I'll be going through the sport round far too quickly to do it justice. So, quick pit stop. The sport round's out of 14, and obviously we've got the picture round to announce as well. So I'll be back one moment, and I'll also come back with another Thatcher's or whatever cider we've got in the old frijola. So see you in a minute. Hello all. Sorry about that. I managed to find. I'm sort of delving in. Thatcher's, but variety. Thatcher's Katie. I think I've seen Mr. Brownlow drink this, and this might be the beverage that Paul Curley from the Racing Post involved as well when we're talking ciders. It's very kind. This is actually still lingering from Christmas. Oh Christ, 7.4%. Good job, it's the last round. Emily's mum kindly got me a nice gift of a lot of ciders, a lot of independent cider, not independent, but a lot of ciders, just single bottles of cans of varying ciders, and that's one of them. So special occasion and all that, isn't it? So last time we'll be quizzing for the foreseeable. Right, you've all been waiting a while, so bloody get on with it, Tom. Go on, man. Right, sport round. Out of, it could be out of 50, who knows? Out of 14. Out of 14. So, question 1. It's a multiple answer. It's a 5-pointer. It's a 5-pointer. Name the 5 colours on an archery target. A point for each. Name the 5 colours that feature on an archery target. This is thinking about this. I remember coming up with this round of doing the questions around and thinking this is quite tricky. So if you think it's tricky and you've got the answer in front of you, good luck. Five points. 5 points. The 5 colours on an archery target. A point for each. I'm sure we've all shared what we're drinking. Well, that already by now. But if you've changed your beverage, let us know. Trevor's on JD and Coke. He said some very nice words earlier on Twitter. No, sorry, on Facebook. So thank you very much for those. They've not gone unnoticed. Your appreciation has not gone unnoticed. So thank you, Trevor. It is, isn't it? That's a little stinker of a question, straight up. Straight up, no messing. Lemon and lime infused water. Go on, Sprouty. We don't mess about with you, do you? We bloody spoil you. Gin and tonic. Peaky Blinders rum. Is that any good? Is that any good? Strongbow dark fruit. Good stuff. Good stuff. Anyway, sorry. Question 2. What is the official language of the Olympic Games? What is the official language of the Olympic Games? There's probably been quite a few Olympic-based questions during this quiz, hasn't there? We like the Olympic Games, the old Paling clan. Shame they can't go ahead this year, but it does seem that we're going to go 2021. I'm assuming they'll just have a 3-year gap and kick on again, get back into a routine. Tokyo, isn't it? Pink gin, that's beautiful stuff. Magners, Dave, like it. Oh, school night, is it, Jamie? Yeah, well, we're back to school tomorrow, but hey, like I say, it's kind of a summer holiday, isn't it? Back to racing. Get back into a routine of actually having to do some previews and some reviews and assessing races. It's been a while since we've all done that. Good fun. Question number 3. Who did Muhammad Ali fight in the Rumble in the Jungle? Who did Muhammad Ali fight in the Rumble in the Jungle? Now on the tea. Can't squeeze one more drink in for old time's sake. It's like I'm giving the quiz it's obituary. It's only going away. It's only going into hibernation until we bring it out again for, like I say, probably Christmas or something like that. I think we stop race number 20. Well, who knows this year, but we normally stop race number 23rd, don't we? So it might be a 23rd or a Christmas Eve quiz, something along them lines. Question number 4. At which Scottish golf venue are the Eden course and the Jubilee course? At which Scottish golf venue are the Eden course and the Jubilee course? It is a Katie cider, yeah. Oh, you can tell it's getting on for 8%. Nice one. Probably should have bought a glass free, but we're not posh up north. Chaplin's Cork cider. Never had it. If you're watching, I'd be happy to take a sponsorship. Seeing as Nottingham Crimes, a swine's never sponsored us. Still open to sponsorship though. Happy to change my opinion. Question 5. In minutes, how long is a rugby match? I think that's only about the second rugby question. Actually, I tell a lie. I think there was 3. That's a third question because we had to squeeze a rugby question into the Easter round, if we remember, going back a few. I think he was a rugby player, wasn't he? Was it Nick Easter or something like that? Something Easter? Not a big rugby family. Not a big rugby fan. Sorry if you are. There's only so many sports you can watch, and unfortunately rugby didn't make the cut. Plus, I'm maybe not quite the right bill